aliens! So it's finally here. We finally have an all-new trailer for the Breath of the Wild sequel. And wow, it looks beautiful. Unlike the first trailer, we not only got to see some moments from cutscenes, but this trailer was mostly made up of actual gameplay, which was a really nice surprise. And along with that, we got to see outside of the cave from the first trailer. And with it, the confirmation of Sky Islands being a part of this game. It really makes sense now why Skyward Sword was getting remade, and I can see some stuff from that game making its way over to this one. But along with the Sky Islands, there was something else that interested me and was only shown alongside them, and this really got me thinking. So yes, the trailer has not even been out a couple of days and it's already time for a theory. So in this trailer, we see the already mentioned Sky World or Sky Islands. But along with that, we also get to see Link in this location, looking around and exploring the land above Hyrule. But there's something different about this Link. At first I thought it could simply be a costume. Breath of the Wild had a ton of different costumes. But when thinking about it more, I think we could possibly very well have some sort of time travel going on in this game. So let's look at Link. In the trailer, we have our normal Link, the Link we see in Breath of the Wild and who we saw in the first trailer for the sequel. He's got his blue champion's tunic on and he's got his hair up in a ponytail. Then we have the new Link. We never see his face as the camera is always placed behind him, so we can't actually see if his face looks any different. But from what we can see he has long hair not in a ponytail and is wearing a green outfit with gold details along with some sandals. He also has something on his right arm, which looks identical to what we saw on the arm in the first trailer. It looks like some kind of gauntlet or maybe some type of fancy bracelet. We can also see in the trailer that when we do see the original Link, that his right arm does not have this same gauntlet on. There's a number of different points where we do see him, and in all of them he doesn't have this on his arm. Now this could be because at this point in the game, Link hasn't gotten this power yet. But we do see later on in the trailer Link using some type of new fire weapon, which looks to be something you are more likely to get at a later point in the game, and at that point he still doesn't have any green glow or the gauntlet on his right arm. I feel from what we've been shown that in this game we could be playing as two different Links from two different times. The Link we play as in Breath of the Wild and the Link, the hero, from 10,000 years ago. I say the Link from 10,000 years ago as if they're going to put any new Link into this story, it makes sense to be one that has been mentioned. But how could this time travel work and why? I believe time travel could be connected to the arm. That is where it starts at least. The green arm is the spirit of the ancient hero who has been helping to seal Ganondorf away all this time. When it latches onto Link, that spirit of the past hero becomes a part of Link. At one point in the trailer we see this strange little water droplet going upwards, and at first I didn't really think too much of it, but it reminded me a little of how we get the runes in Breath of the Wild, which then made me think of it being something more important to this game. Perhaps in this game there will be important locations, maybe even somewhere like where the towers were in the past game. These locations are somehow connected to the Sky Islands and maybe even some Sheikah technology. There's also the possibility that it could have something to do with the Zonai, as they do seem to have quite a presence in this trailer from the architecture and all that kind of stuff. Through them, we're somehow able to send Link's spirit or consciousness back in time to the time of the hero 10,000 years ago, where we will then play as him in the Sky Islands or the Sky Realm. Playing as two different Links in two different times could lead to some very interesting puzzles, where you need to do things in the past to change things in the present. And changing things in the past could even go as far as to change how certain races and characters will react to you in the present. It could even change how certain enemies act and behave. I say this as the Bokoblins we see in the trailer for this game look different, having a much larger horn on their head than they did in the first game. Maybe changing things 10,000 years ago made it so they changed in the way that they act and looked a little. though this is just a little thought. I also think time travel could be involved, as apart from Hyrule Castle, we don't see any floating islands in the sky in the present time. And when we're shown the Sky Islands, you can see Hyrule below them. Some do seem to be much higher in the clouds than others, but some do seem very low down and you can see Hyrule below them. So I think it just makes sense that if we're in Hyrule, we'd be able to see the floating islands all around us. Then again, it could simply be that the clips we were shown had no floating islands in that area. But there does seem to be a lot, and they do seem to be quite big, so in my eyes it would make more sense if these floating islands were in a completely different time, and that's why we don't see them in the present time of Hyrule. Something that is a little bit more crazy when it comes to this time travel idea is that this is the same Link, but somehow travelling back thousands of years. And if this was the same Link travelling back 10,000 years, it could lead to the Link we see in Breath of the Wild being the Link who originally stopped Calamity Ganon 10,000 years ago. A little bit like how in Skyward Sword, the Link we play as is technically Hylia's first hero, as he defeated Demise back in the past. It's a little confusing, but I think it's interesting nonetheless, and I wanted to mention it. The Zelda series is not a newcomer to the idea of time travel, and many games have it and have used it in different ways. So bringing it into this game, I don't see it being out of the question. It would let us have the original world we know and love with perhaps some small changes, and also a brand new world that's maybe a little bit smaller that we get to explore in the past. This is something I would really be interested in seeing, and I personally love the idea of playing as two different Links in two different times within the same game, and using them both with their own different abilities and skills to work out different puzzles, fight, and affect things in the past and the present. But what did you think of this little theory? And also, what did you think of the new trailer altogether? Do you have any of your own theories on this game? If so, leave them down below, I'd love to hear what you have to say. With this new trailer, we've gotten so much more footage to go through, and I cannot wait to make more videos on this game. I really hope you've enjoyed this little theory video. Thank you all for watching to the end of it. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe so you never miss any Zelda uploads, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!